Hi, my name's Aoife. I'm a pre and postnatal specialist coach at FFS gyms. You are now in the second half of your pregnancy. You've hopefully come out the other side of any nausea or fatigue that were affecting you day to day, but still feeling quite comfortable physically. If you have been running or jogging so far in your pregnancy, you may find that around now is when it starts to feel a little bit uncomfortable as your bump is bigger and there's more load through your pelvic floor. If you are still feeling comfortable, then keep going as long as your GP or consultant is happy for you to do so. Impact exercises are the kind of thing that we don't want to increase the intensity of or add in any more into our exercise. If they're still feeling okay, keep going. Just stay mindful that now is around the time when you may start to want to swap them out or remove them completely. The pelvic floor is something that we often don't think about or know about even until pregnancy. The pelvic floor muscles sit under our torso. We have the muscles of our low back and our abdominals which wrap around like a corset, and then our diaphragm at the top. These muscles, the pelvic floor at the bottom, the muscles around the torso and the diaphragm at the top, all come together to form what we can think of as a core cylinder. That core cylinder is impacted by breathing and by movement. Those muscles are also impacted by pregnancy in terms of how they sit, where they sit, and how they move. For that reason, I always recommend that during pregnancy, seeing a specialist physiotherapy and/or a specialist chiropractor is invaluable in getting a full assessment of your body and how your body is sitting and moving during pregnancy. It also means that postpartum, when you go to see that specialist, you already have a relationship with them and it helps to optimize your recovery postpartum. Down the center line of our body, we have our abdominal muscles, which we typically know of as our six-pack muscles. In the center of that muscle tissue is connective tissue. That connective tissue stretches as the baby grows, and each side of those six-pack muscles separate from each other. This is completely normal and happens in every pregnancy. The shape of the bump, with muscle on one side, muscle on the other side, and the connective tissue in the center is generally round. What we want to make sure during exercise is that we don't increase pressure forward, which would cause the bump to go from round to slightly pointed. This is something that you may see yourself. If you do see it yourself, it is not dangerous. It's not something to be overly concerned about, but it's worthwhile staying away from that exercise or making sure that it only occurs during the setup, that we don't feel it in every rep. If it is possible to completely stay away from that exercise and swap in something else, it's a good idea. Typical times when we see this doming or coning, which is just the shape of the bump changing slightly as the pressure comes forward, is getting out of the bath, sometimes getting out of bed, where effectively we're doing a large sit-up to bring ourselves up. So just make sure that you're always breathing steadily, a big inhale where you feel the ribs expand, and then an exhale where we feel the ribs drop down and we may feel the abdominal muscles draw in.